Sandra was a woman of quiet beauty and boundless faith, living in a modest house in the heart of a tight-knit village. She had been married to her husband, David, for several years. Despite their love and devotion to each other, their marriage was marred by one significant absence: children. The barrenness of Sandra was a constant source of pain, amplified by the unrelenting mockery from her in-laws and neighbors. Every family gathering, every festival, every village celebration was tinged with whispered remarks and pointed glances. "Look at her," they would say. "What use is a woman who cannot bear children?" Sandra bore these taunts with a dignified silence, her heart heavy but her spirit unbroken. Her solace was her unwavering faith in God. She was dedicated to the church, spending countless hours cleaning, organizing events, and praying for a miracle. Her commitment to the divine was the cornerstone of her life, a beacon of hope in an otherwise bleak existence. However, even within the sacred walls of her church, Sandra could not escape the cruelty of others. Some of her church colleagues began to mock her dedication. "She spends all her time here, but what does she have to show for it?" they would say. The discouragement weighed heavily on her, and Sandra began to question her faith. Was God truly listening? Did He care about her plight? One particularly harsh comment from a fellow congregant was the final straw. Feeling abandoned by her community and by God, Sandra began to backslide from her once steadfast service. She stopped attending church regularly, her prayers became sporadic, and her heart grew cold. David noticed the change and confronted her one evening. "Sandra, why have you stopped going to church? Why have you given up on your faith?" he asked, his voice filled with concern and confusion. Sandra looked at him, tears welling in her eyes. "David, I feel like God has forgotten me. No matter how much I pray, nothing changes. The mockery, the loneliness, it's all too much." David, though saddened, encouraged her to speak with their pastor. He believed that their spiritual leader might offer the guidance and comfort Sandra so desperately needed. Reluctantly, Sandra agreed. Sitting in her pastor's office, Sandra felt a sense of trepidation mixed with a flicker of hope. The pastor, a kind and wise man, listened to her woes with empathy. After she finished, he leaned forward and shared a dream he had recently experienced. "In my dream," he began, "an angel came to our church with twin babies in his arms. He was looking for you, Sandra, but he found another woman cleaning the church instead. The angel asked her, 'I am looking for Sandra, the lady that always comes to clean up the church and attend church activities. Do you know where she is?' The woman replied, 'I don't know anybody by that name, sir.' The angel then said, 'Well, I was sent to bring these twins to her, but since she is not around, I can't go back with them. Take these babies and care for them.' The woman, surprised but grateful, took the babies and the angel disappeared. As Sandra listened, her heart broke. She wept uncontrollably, realizing that her lapse in faith had cost her dearly. The twins, the symbol of her deepest prayers and hopes, had been meant for her. Determined to reclaim her lost faith, Sandra returned to the church with renewed vigor. However, it seemed that her opportunity had passed. She often found herself cleaning the church alongside the woman from her pastor's dream. They worked in silence, each wrapped in their thoughts. One day, as they cleaned, the woman received a text message. Her face lit up as she read it. She immediately called her husband to share the news. "I'm pregnant," she exclaimed joyfully. "The doctor just confirmed it." Sandra watched as the woman left the church, her happiness evident in every step. "At least your mother-in-law will allow me to rest now," she said, her voice filled with relief and joy. Sandra fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. She wept bitterly, her sobs echoing through the empty church. She had come so close to her miracle, only to see it slip away. The story of Sandra is a poignant reminder of the importance of unwavering faith and the consequences of losing hope. It is a tale of pain, redemption, and the sometimes harsh realities of life. Despite her tragic end, Sandra's journey serves as a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit.